When we don't respect ourselves, we're unable to keep our words to other people because the main relationship in our life, which is with ourselves, is already unstable and it's not very healthy. And so that is the first thing I want you guys to really focus on. Keep your word. If you say you're going to do something, do it. That stress that you're feeling, the overwhelm that you're feeling, the anxiety that you're feeling, it's all normal. And actually, so many women, we experience this on a daily basis. I know I did. For years, I was either overwhelmed with my emotions, of reacting to them, or I was numbing them and trying to escape the uncomfortableness of the emotions. And for the last 6 years, all I've done is create emotional mastery within myself, learn to love my emotions, process my emotions, and I created a free 4-step guide to help you do the exact same thing. You will learn to recognize your emotions, process your emotions, release your emotions, and then communicate your emotions to those closest to you so that you can cultivate healthy relationships with others, but most importantly, with yourself. The link is right here. Sign up now. A lot of the times we just want to be people pleasers and do things to be nice because we're scared that the other person's not going to like us or they're going to be mad at us. That's on them. That's their emotional responsibility. As long as you're doing what you can and what you have control over, which is living in alignment to who you are and what you want, and being kind with the way that you say these things, there's nothing wrong with doing what you are meant to do and what you really want to do. And so instead of flip-flopping between I want to be nice, but now I want to be a bitch, instead of flip-flopping between these two that don't feel good, this one leaves you like empty and this one leaves you feeling angry and unloved. Why flip-flop between these two when you could just say with your intuition, yes, no, no thank you, yes, no, no, and then you feel good about it. And there's times you're going to say yes when it should have been a no, and then now to not do that again. So trust your intuition and don't just say yes to please people or to be nice. It is the worst thing you can do for yourself as a woman, and it will help you lose respect in the long run. The next way to gain respect from other people is the way you present yourself to these people. And I'm going to talk about in the way you look, the way that you fix your hair, the way that if you look put together or not. That's just the truth. We live in a society that we will look down on somebody that's raggedy and not taking care of themselves because it shows that they just don't care about the way that they look or about themselves versus the person that looks put together and has her hair brushed and that just feels good about themselves. I was doing homework with my stepdaughter the other day and she wrote a number and the number was ugly. She wrote it really ugly. And I wasn't going to tell her it was ugly because that's not my place to tell her that it's ugly. I said, yeah, that's the number. I said, are you proud of that number? And she goes, what do you mean? I said, are you proud of the way that you wrote it? And she looked at me, she goes, no. And I was like, okay, make yourself proud. Erase it and make yourself proud. I want you to think of this in the same way. Do you feel proud? Like before you leave the house, ask yourself, do I feel proud of the way I look? Doesn't mean that you have to look perfect all the time or have a load of makeup on or any of this, but it could be just like a little lip gloss. It could be that you brushed your hair, that, I don't know, you could put a hair mask on and put it back, but you feel put together. You feel proud of yourself. Do you feel proud of yourself before you leave the house, before you see anyone in public? Ask yourself this. This is something I struggle with because I work from home. Like right now, this is not usually how I look here, okay? I am like in sweats or leggings and it's been cold. It's winter here. And sometimes I just go to the store real quick and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like a mess right now. I should not leave my house like this. Let me at least brush my hair. I don't know, put some like eyebrow tint, like some eyebrow gel and some lip gloss. Ask yourself, what would make you feel proud of the way you look? It doesn't have to be that you look picture perfect, but do you feel proud of the way you look? Because that's going to help people respect you in any interaction that you have with them because it's also your energy. If and when I leave the house looking a little messy and a little raggedy, I'm like trying not to see anybody. I'm like not trying to smile at anyone or say hi. And so if people are trying to interact with me or smile at me and tell me have a good day, I'm like, yeah, have a good day. Bye. Okay. But if I feel good about myself and I feel proud of myself, I'm like, oh, hey, good morning. Thank you. Like you're just more joyous because you're proud of the way you look and it's how you're presenting yourself to people. And people respect that more because now they feel your energy. They feel like she's showing up for herself in some way. And I'm not saying that's what they think, but it's the persona that you're giving out. Like when you show up for yourself yourself, when you wear things that make you feel good, it means that you're showing up for yourself and that you care about yourself. So that's a very important one if you want respect from others. All right, the next one is know when to walk away. We do this in jobs, we do this in relationships, we do this in friendships. We let all these scenarios sometimes get too bad to the point where we lose respect for our boss, our partner, or our friends because we let it get to the point of no return, or they lose respect for us. And I'll give you an example. My last job before I went on to having my own commercial insurance agency, I lost respect by the way I was treated multiple times by this company. And I wrote an email out that I reread about 1,000 times in 3 days before I sent it out because I really wanted it to be concise and really articulate what it is that I was trying to say. And so I sent it out and they needed time to process it, I guess. It was very factual and I wasn't attacking anyone, but it was very factual. And so I get a call from the owner, which is who hired me and who actually wanted me to come work for him because he had heard great things. I've been very respected in the insurance industry for a long time because of my work ethic. And so he called me and we had a great conversation and I let him know what my emotions were from an I standpoint. And when we had that conversation, I said to him, I can no longer work here anymore because I know, and I said these words to him, I know that if I stay here, this relationship won't end well and we will lose respect for each other. And he didn't like that answer because he wanted me to just stay. Like, he was like, no, let's work this out. I'm not going to lose you. I'm not going to not fight for you is what he said. But I knew that I needed to walk away. And I didn't right away. I actually stayed there a little longer. And as I actually created and started my business on the back end, because in my mind, I already knew that it was a relationship that was just not going to last because I had lost respect for those people and they weren't respecting me until I sent that email. And so to me, it was one of those moments in my life where I had to ask myself, is this a relationship that I want to be in, work environment that I want to be in? And the answer was no. So I knew I had to walk away. And so a lot of the times we don't do this. We stay in jobs that no longer serve us, that we don't feel respected in, or relationships or friendships, and we don't say what we need to say or walk away when we need to walk away. And when we do this, again, we lose respect from other people, but we also lose respect for ourselves because we'll say to ourselves, I should have known better. I should have walked away. I should have just left. When you do start walking away, when things have come to an end and you know that staying is only going to cause you distress and unhappiness, you also show other people, whether they're in your life now or they're in your life in the future, that you're willing to walk away from scenarios and situations and people that no longer align with your desires and the life that you want. I've seen this happen with TJ. He knows that's how I've operated in my whole life. Like, I stopped talking to my own mother. That one was a hard one. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. It was a few years in the making, but seeing that I was willing to walk away from my toxic relationship with my mother or a job or my toxic relationships in the past, that shows TJ, like, she's not willing to sacrifice herself or lose herself or not respect herself in this relationship. She'd rather walk away than lose respect for herself. And so knowing when to walk away is essential because you will lose self-respect, most importantly, and the respect of others if you don't. All right, and the last one, this one comes actually because of TJ, is being stern but flexible. I have high standards, I have boundaries, I have things that I've created and I've sternly have managed in my life here the last few years, specifically the last 3. And I had to learn that in my relationship when it's a romantic one, because life and love is ever like evolving and growing, and we're two people from two different backgrounds coming together. I realized that I had to be stern but also flexible. And at your job or in your business or with your employees or in your friendships, you have to be stern but flexible because all these people have different interactions. It's why I stayed in my job a little bit longer, because I was able to see where they were coming from with some things. The owner and I got into a good agreement and understanding, and I was like, okay, I can see where you were thinking this and you can see where I was thinking that. And so I was stern but flexible. I will not be treated like this anymore, but I am flexible enough to stay here a little longer and feel this out a little longer. Same thing with my relationship with TJ. I'm stern, I have boundaries, I have standards, and I have flexibility to, okay, what is your thought process? What's your experience? What are you feeling? It's not, I'm just going to be this way. Like, you can't just be a communist dictator. Things are just my way or the highway. There has to be some flexibility in life because people respect that as well. When you're able to let people in and understand their point of view and see their perspective on things, people respect that. Instead of just seeing things narrow-mindedly and just one-sided, people people respect when you're able and open enough to see two sides of things, to say, hey, this is how I felt. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I didn't like. This is what I'm absolutely not willing to go through again. But I also am open to seeing your experience, what your thought processes were, because everything in life takes two people or multiple people to co-create. I want you to ask yourself, like, where am I being too stern and not being flexible enough? And also, where am I being too flexible and not stern enough? It's like this beautiful dance between the two, especially in a professional setting. That's easier to be more stern in a professional setting than flexible. But I've learned that even now, having employees, like, I have to have some sort of flexibility. I'm stern with them, but things are going to happen. Things are going to evolve and change, and people are going to have their own life experiences happening. And I have to have some sort of flexibility in order for the people that work for me now feel honored and excited to come work for me and do things for me. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope all these helped, because I really want you to tap into first the self-respect, because it all starts and ends with you, but also I want you to gain respect from other people. I want you to feel that respect from other people, because it's truly an amazing thing, and it's something a lot more satisfying than just having a quick validation from someone or a quick attention from someone, like especially if you're dating or you're dating men or anything like that. You'd rather a man say, wow, I really respect this woman, because he will love you and treat you differently than if he says, yeah, she's good, I just want to give her some attention or give her a few words of validation, but he doesn't respect you. Like, respect is the most important and underrated thing that we can get from other people, and a lot of us lose ourselves, and so we lose our self-respect and then we lose the respect of others. So I hope you Muses enjoyed this. Again, the Muse Mastermind details are in the bio and on the show notes and on the podcast. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I would love to get on a clarity call with any of you, and I will talk to you guys next week.